following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
Get ready for some tonal whiplash on this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have...
your sometimes host, Kuro, and...
an editorial writer, Laser Kid.
And...
Steven.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's you!
Yeah, I know. I forgot my name, you know.
It happens to us all.
It happens to the best of us. I'm like, what? Hey, hi. Hi. I'm social media person, Streaming Steven.
And joining us this time, we have one of our Patreon supporters.
Your friendly Midwestern freight hauler, it's me, Cletus T. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you.
Welcome to the show, Cletus. Thanks for joining us. You may have heard Cletus on our 500th episode special. He was one of the call-ins. We do, try to honor our Patreon rewards, though we're not great at it.
We're
But
going to do better.
we will do better. And actually, Paul and I are working on kind of adjusting various things on there because it's a little vague. If nothing else, it's a little vague. So I actually talked to Cletus and also Jeffries, who's another one of our Patreon subscribers.
Welcome to come on the podcast as well.
Yes, we'll have Jeffries on again probably soon. I'll talk to him about that. If you're out there, Jeffries, hello. If he's not here yet, maybe he'll pop up in the chat later. Anyway, as I mentioned in the previous podcast, we were saving Dawn to Dawn and Blue Exorcist for this week. So that will be our recaps for the week. But we actually have a little bit of Toonami news. And that, very exciting, listeners, Blue Exorcist will continue into the next story arc right after this one ends.
Ready for the Shimane Illuminati arc.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Which
I'm
Kuro and I have already
excited.
talked about, so this is going to be fun
Yes!
to talk about it again.
And I don't mind rewatching it. Remember
No, I
how
don't either. It's good.
remember how angry I got when we did the first part of that on your podcast?
do.
I was like angry at certain characters.
Yes, yeah, I wonder which ones.
I'm really curious about how I'm going to feel about rewatching this, knowing how it goes. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see everyone's reaction, especially Steven and Sketches.
Oh, yes.
It's good. It's not as good as this arc, but it's very good.
And it gets even better because Bleach will also continue to its next part.
Oh, boy.
Of course.
You guys are getting it for the good stuff. Part 2, Core 2 of Thousand Year Blood War is some real good stuff.
I gotta say, I don't want to set us up for disappointment, but maybe, just maybe, they will actually get the second part of Dawn to Dawn right after the first one ends.
It would be pretty awesome. It would be very awesome to go right into Season 2.
That would get them to the end of the year.
I can tell you Season 2 is fun.
But between Bleach and Blue Exorcist, they're pretty well stocked until the end of the year.
We are eating good.
There's also still a couple of other season 2s that are
yes,
not
and
season 2s, but secondary additional seasons of shows we've seen that, they could bring on at any point. So I feel like they're making an effort now, and I'm very
This is true. Yeah, I think this is a exceedingly rare at this point a situation where it seems like they really planned ahead. You love to see it.
Gotta love it when it works.
Indeed.
Yeah. You like when the plan actually, goes accordingly.
I love it when a plane comes together.
Mhm.
As my dad is fond of saying, it's great when it works.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully you've been enjoying Blue Exorcist and Bleach, because they're going to be here for at least 3 more months. And we will continue to talk about them. But there's also just some darn amusing Toonami related news. Now, Demon Slayer is another show that could certainly come back because there's another season that hasn't aired, and it's not going to air before the movie comes to theaters. But about that movie, there's been some interesting cast announcements. That being, among the cast for this upcoming Demon Slayer movie, Rebecca Wang, and I kid you not, Channing Tatum.
Not on my bingo card, but here we are.
So maybe he's a
I mean, I've
secret
seen
anime fan.
he's a fan. I've seen him in cosplay. He's not a secret fan. No.
I'm certainly not opposed for sure. I just didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Well, that should confirm, if nothing else, that it's a union dub. Pretty sure Demon Slayer has always been a union dub, but I digress. That is it. One could say it's another one of those moments where anime has made it, but I mean, it's really not. It's really not that different than. Well, I mean, it's not Disney, but even not Disney Ghibli movies still tend to have Hollywood actors in it. So, yeah, Demon Slayer has hit Ghibli status for being able to attract Hollywood talent. That's when I first read Channing Tatum and Demon Slayer, I was like, oh no, what? Is there like a live action Demon Slayer? No, thank goodness, no.
No.
He's gonna be a character in the subcast. Channing Tatum's done some voice acting, I think. Frankly, I'm just surprised and also relieved it's not John Cena. Can you imagine? Oh, wow. Just wow. Also, Crunchyroll is teaming up with Delta Airlines to offer anime as you fly. It's kind of a big deal.
I'm actually kind of excited about that because they do fly sometimes, and that'd be nice because I can't get the app to work when I'm on a plane because internet. Oh, you have to pay for that.
Oh, right. Well, that's why you download the episodes before you fly.
That's a good point. That's not a bad idea.
That's what I do.
Well, if you have a high enough subscription tier, that is.
I do that. I download.
Well, I'm smack in the middle. I think I can do that. Yes.
Yeah, I think everything except the lowest tier allows you to download episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing. So, those are our news bites, and it's time to talk about some absolutely ridiculous episodes of Dawn to Dawn.
Oh my god. You're not wrong.
No. So, in episode 2, that's a space alien, ain't it? I do love the episode titles.
The episode titles in the show really set you up for what you're about to experience.
They can be misleading, though.
They can be misleading, but they get you an idea of the tone.
Yeah. Yeah.
The content, not
sure.
so much, but the tone, you know what you're in for with Dawn when you read those episodes. I mean, episode 1 was, that's how love starts, you know?
Yes, it was. Which I don't think I mentioned. Right. So, as you may recall, the previous episode ended with an explosion as Momo discovers that Occult-kun's real name is none other than Ken Takakura.
The best punchline
Now, she
in the
can't
first episode.
handle the feelings that she gets whenever somebody says that name, or she hears that name, or even thinks about the fact that his name is Ken Takakura. Like, she is... And most importantly, she can't control her psychic powers when she's all wigged out. So she sets a rule
that he's saying that he's an awkward guy.
No, it's not helping at all. She also says he can't say that ever again. But she sets a rule.
His
You're never...
awkwardness is kind of cute.
It is cute.
It is endearing, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
He's an awkward guy.
He's a little cutie.
You know? Where have all the good men gone?
I
He's
like
just
the
an awkward
nerdy
guy.
ones.
And where are all the gods?
Yes. I would have to say, by the end of this, Okarun pretty much qualifies. So she says that he can't say his real name, and he's like, but it's my real name. And she's like, okay, so I'm going to shorten Occult-kun to Okarun. He's like, okay, well, I guess. It's like, you like it, don't you? No, I don't. You're smiling. So they get back to... Yeah. He's over the moon to get a nickname. Let's be real. Yeah. He's over the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he made it clear in that first episode, this dude's not used to having friends.
No, he's not. So when they get back to Momo's home, because they're, very worse for wear, they step through the archway thresholds of the Tommy Gate and the Torii Gate, and Okarun immediately is set on fire due to the talisman creating a barrier.
Oops. And
Momo quickly tosses him into a ditch to get him out of the fire. Oh, this poor kid. He's going through stuff. And then she's like, oh, right. The talisman, you're possessed. Okay, let me take that down. I'll only take it down for a little bit. Put a pin in that. Should have put a pin in that talisman.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Didn't.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So she needs to change of clothes, and so does he. So they go up to her bedroom, and at first she's like, hey, close the door, I'm changing. And then she realizes, oh, I have to keep my eyes on him, otherwise he's gonna be controlled by the curse. Well, this is a problem. Put a pin in that.
Yeah.
It's gonna become more of a problem. But in this, is like, okay, you face the other direction. Here's some sweats. They're mine, but they're baggy. You should be good. And he's like, okay, thanks for the clothes. And she's making fun of the fact that his hair looks like a old lady perm after the whole being set on fire thing. So they bicker a bit about whose fault their current predicament falls on, and then they have a nice sentimental moment where Okarun's self-reflecting and like, hey, I just couldn't miss this chance to make a friend. And then he gets all down on himself, saying that even though it seemed like she could be his friend, they're just from completely different worlds, and he has no business interacting with her. And she takes offense to him putting himself down like that, and says the problem that he has is that he assumes everybody thinks so low of him, and he pushes everybody away. And it seems like, they're having this nice moment, and then he's like, you bitch. What are you pointing out my flaws for? Can you be any more gauche? And so more bickering occurs, but they're interrupted.
Nice use of the word gauche.
By a doorbell. Shout out to Alex Von David, the ADR director and scriptwriter. You know he knows the way around an ADR script. Fun fact, he also is the ADR director for this season of Blue Exorcist. Oh, we're talking about 2 Alex Von David dubs. We're in good
Good
company.
for him.
Yeah. Oh man, he's doing great. He's got I don't know if he's still doing Blue Exorcist, but he is doing Dawn to Dawn. He was doing Delicious in Dungeon, which was a huge hit. So he's doing all right. Love to have you back on the podcast sometime, Alex. Please reply to my DMs.
Please.
I say in desperation. So they're bickering and they're interrupted by the other doorbell. There's 2 kinds of doorbells. One for people and one for evil spirits. Dun dun dun. Yeah, probably should have left that talisman up, or I don't know. Figured something else out. Because now you've let the evil inside, and it's created a closed space, which is also emitting smoke that's choking them, and that's all very, very bad. And this giant creature that is inside the barrier, because the talisman was taken down, Okarun identifies it as a Flatswoods monster, and Momo's like, well, wait, it's supposed to keep out evil spirits. And he's like, well, some say that evil spirits and aliens are basically the same thing. Huh.
Okay.
Funny that.
No, but sure. Sure, we'll go with that for the sake of the show.
I've actually watched some paranormal talk people make that claim before. I don't know how much I buy
Don't
it,
get me
but
started.
I've heard
Sometimes
it
they
outside of Dawn to Dawn.
mistake one for the other, or the main point he's making is there seems to be some kind of relation. So theoretically, a alien would set off the warning just like a spirit would. That's the theory anyway. Or maybe
Not
it
a bad
actually
theory.
is a spirit and the aliens recruited a spirit? Sure. But yeah, it sounds like the Serpos are responsible, because this big Flatwoods monster shows up and starts yelling about how the humans did not keep their promise. What promise did they ever make? And demands that they surrender the banana. This pretty well tips
What's
them
with
off
the
that it's
freaking
the
banana,
Serpos.
man?
Everybody
They
wants
want
Love
that
us messing
banana.
up bananas here.
Oh, banana.
You want the banana? They want the banana. Everybody wants the banana. Oh, I totally forgot to
Dawn to Dawn
mention
Bonanza?
when they're bickering. When they're bickering, and Momo's like, "So, did she really take your junk? Let me see." It's like, "No, I'm not going to show you that." It's like, "What? There's nothing to see, right?" No, yeah, he's literally a Ken doll. Thank you. Thank you. I've been waiting to use that one.
It's funny,
That
especially
was
because
good.
his name is Ken.
Ken Takamura doll.
Fun
Very
fact.
I guess that
Yeah.
makes her Barbie, because Barbie goes with Ken doll.
Well, the original creator wanted Ken to have genitalia, and she was overridden. So, just imagine, children, you might have grown up with actual Ken dolls with real penises, which would have completely changed my childhood.
Uh,
Would have been a little less confusing,
Yes.
I assure you.
I mean, that's a very early dose of sexual education.
Doesn't have to be that. It's just a matter of clinical observation of gender genitalia.
I mean, really, we should all be a lot less up in arms
Prudish?
about nudity. It's
Prudish. Yes.
we're as Laser's parents once said, "Have you looked at yourself in a mirror?" Okay.
You remember that anecdote?
I do. It stands out.
Well,
above the crowd.
It's one of the reasons I've never really been overly worried about that sort of thing from myself, anyway.
I mean, in other countries, it's not a big deal. They got nude beaches.
Yeah. It's all about how you present it, I'd say.
Yes. Well, there's a fine line between art and pornography, as they say.
Indeed.
Before we start condoning all the stripping, let's get back to
Right.
ridiculous curse.
Right. So that was a fun little exchange. It was like, come on, show me. But getting back to the action, they're attempting to flee and to fight. It's not going well. But then Okaroon has an idea. He suggests to Momo that if she can just hold back the curse from his mind and let it take his body, then he should be able to fight using the power of Turbo Granny. Not a bad theory. Unfortunately, his body cannot take it. At least not yet. So they give it a shot.
A spirit theory.
Yeah. So, So, once they unlock his shonen superpower and an easily bummed and more hard-boiled personality, which just happens to be a lot more like Momo's dreamboat. Especially when he says, I'm an awkward guy.
Such a drag.
He's
like a
drag.
shadow version of Shikamaru.
Yes!
Oh my God. It is! You're not wrong!
Yeah.
That's a great
totally,
connection.
Totally the
That was
Shikamaru.
the first thing I got. He's like, I guess I'll do that. What a bummer.
Yeah, but it's
Not as sexy.
too powerful. It's a glow up in a way. I mean, he's kind of monstrous, but still he's a handsome monster.
It doesn't last very long because he got no stamina.
No, he ain't got the stamina yet. He doesn't have a good grasp on controlling this, and it's way too tough on his body because the human body's not meant to go that fast.
Do you know what that means? It's time for some training.
God, there's so
Not
many
quite
jokes. So many freaking jokes. Oh my gosh.
That's what the show excels at.
My mind is way too dirty.
So in the middle of all this chaos, Momo notices that the Flatwoods monster is using sumo stances.
It took her way too long to figure that out, by the way. Like, that was my first thought. I said, hey, it looks like a sumo puppet. And she's like, and they're like, it's an alien. I was like, that's not an alien. He looked like a sumo puppet. He was like wooden and in the sumo stance. Oh my gosh. Teenagers are
All
dumb.
you just need for him to do is say Doskoi and you yeah.
Yeah, I was missing the Doskoi there. So, fun fact that Kuro had in her notes, sumo wrestling entails forcing the opponent either from the ring or forcing a body part other than the soles of their feet to the ground. Very different from other styles of wrestling, obviously. Japan is the only country where it is professionally practiced.
Indeed. I
I love
actually
my
learned
fun
that when I
facts.
watched
Thanks for that,
Hinamaru
Kuro.
Sumo, which I had a lot of fun with.
I think, Kuro, that you're really gonna dig all of the folklore involved in this series.
I would agree.
I'm definitely here for folklore. You know me, I love that kind of stuff.
There's gonna be a lot more.
Oh yes.
That's
A
what
lot-
I
a
hear.
lot more. So, yeah, I look
Yeah.
forward to your thoughts on those things.
I look forward to sharing.
So, the plan is to get the Flatwoods creature to touch the ground with one of its hands, and they manage to pull off an attack and get it to do that. But it persists, and at that point, Momo's like, "Oh no, that's a cheater. I hate cheaters." I hope she's also talking about like people who cheat on their girlfriends because, come on. All cheaters are bad.
Agreed.
And Okaru's like, no, let me use the power one more time. I can take it. I'm sure, even if it breaks my body. It's like, no, I'm gonna take this guy down. So she starts taunting the creature about the whole fact that it cheated in the sumo wrestling, and I guess her plan is to get it to smash her into the wall repeatedly enough to create a crater. And once it is deep enough, she grabs Okaroon, so they're both outside the barrier, and puts back the talisman, and boom. Clever girl.
Her grabbing
Pretty reckless, though.
her grabbing Ken was actually a very cool moment. She just like reached out her hand and sucked him in like a magnet. It was
It
great.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they survived
Alright.
that.
We're outside the gate.
Good. Good. Everything right? Everything's good, right? No, everything is not good because now they're both exhausted and Momo's used too much spiritual energy and she passes out. So it's out of the frying pan and into the fire as the curse completely consumes Okaroon.
And then we have
What
credits.
a place to stop.
Yeah.
Oh god, this show excels. This is the other thing this show excels at. Oh, you think there's more? Wait till next week.
But we don't have to wait till next week because we've already seen the episode. Episode 3, it's a granny versus granny clash.
I love the title.
Now, in the previous 2 episodes, we occasionally saw Momo's granny in flashbacks. But now we are properly introduced to
We
Granny
see a
Seiko.
silhouette of
Yeah.
her granny. We don't actually see her, which matters because it doesn't look like the granny we know. This is important.
You weren't expecting.
Nope. I sure wasn't.
So we're introduced to Granny Seiko as she does a psychic reading of a pop star on live TV, and it seems like she's a fraud, and the pop star denies everything she says about his taste in food, his age, his relationships.
Put a pin in that too.
Yeah, put a pin in that. So she gets in the car and rides home, and when she gets home, she is confronted, she confronts the Turbo Granny who has overtaken Okaru. And it's a fun reunion between Haruko and Naota, complete with a baseball bat. Yes, Kari Walgren and Barbara Goodson, who plays Turbo Granny.
Nice catch, by the way.
Yeah. Oh man, I was like, the show is FLCL. Sometimes.
No, I get
Sometimes.
excited like that too when you see actors that have worked in previous projects together come together again. I always wonder, like, do they talk about the other projects they've worked on? I especially feel that with Lord of the Rings. That's like
Probably.
obviously the most important.
I mean, most of the time, these actors aren't working in the same room for dubbing, but
I know.
you know, if they see each other on the convention circuit, certainly might strike up the conversation about it. But it's a cool fight as she cleverly gets Turbo Granny inside of a circle and then beats her with a baseball bat repeatedly.
A metal baseball bat.
Indeed.
Mhm. Yeah, Turbo Granny's not too bright, actually, huh? I guess.
I have a joke I could make, but I don't want to upset anyone.
No, please.
I was just gonna
By all
make a
means.
comment about her having the dong, and that's why she's not too bright. Sorry, not really. I'm not that sorry.
Mm.
You made me say it, so
Right.
Something about having a penis makes you a little dumb.
Yep.
I wasn't wrong. You're not entirely disagreeing.
Well, it's thinking with your other head.
Yeah,
Turbo
that's
Granny
the
is
problem.
thinking with Ken's
wrong
head.
The wrong head. She's thinking with the wrong head.
The lower horn.
Yes. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is all good fun.
Yeah.
Don't be offended.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Of course. Of course. So theoretically, Okarune's gonna be smarter because he's lacking of the other head. Theoretically. He's it's not reflecting quite yet. Though he did come up with the idea to suppress just his just have the curse not take his mind. So that was a pretty good idea, Okaroon. Pretty good idea. Worked out. It just happened to work out. Right. So yeah. Oh, she also taunts Turbo Granny about killing the boy because she's like, whatever. Like anybody who mishandles my Momo is a dead man anyway. So yeah, she's not getting a leg up in that conversation. And frankly, it would be entirely believable that she just off them, but no. But Momo wakes up and runs downstairs to talk to her grandmother and asks about Ken, and they have a back and forth about Momo not believing in ghosts before. It's kind of a tender moment that kind of gets interrupted. And then Seiko gives her like the worst idea that the kid is dead, but then says, "Oh, just go to the main shrine." And there he is. He's fine and eating. And they're both very relieved to see each other, but Momo's just immediately flustered, so she slams the door in his face.
Teenagers.
These kids are adorable. Yeah. And Seiko explains that the
You
shrine.
mean sexy Seiko.
Yeah, sexy Seiko.
Yeah.
Very sexy Seiko. She explains that the shrine is currently containing his curse, so Momo doesn't have to do it herself. Actually, she doesn't know that Momo can do that yet, but Momo explains that she's awakened her powers, and they met some aliens. She's like, no, aliens don't exist. Well, you wonder where she gets it from. And he's like, but I've awakened my psychic powers. His powers do exist. You're biased much, aren't you? Seiko gives some background on Turbo Granny in the previous encounter, and says she couldn't enter the tunnel due to the presence of another bound spirit having fused with Turbo Granny. So that's she's even more terrifying, But she writes it off as the kid's issue, mainly because she can't actually go to the tunnel. She can't use her powers outside of the proximity of the city. So what they got to do is play tag with her and lure her out of the city, which will weaken Turbo Granny to the point that she says the two of them can take her just fine. But Momo admits that she's not really fit enough to, do any kind of running against Turbo Granny. She's very easily winded. And Seiko's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's his job to do that.
Oh yeah, that's great. That changes everything.
Yeah.
I still don't understand that. If she's playing tag, she's to run from a fast granny. So I get that he needs to be in shape to be able to, like, use the powers, but that only works if he's, like, in control. If Granny's in control, then it doesn't matter whether he's in shape or not. Momo's the one that has to be able to run. Right?
Oh.
I'm just
I
asking
think
because
the
I genuinely
idea-
didn't get it.
The idea,
So-
as
Minor
I
detail.
understand it, is
Turbo
that she would
Granny-
keep control.
Yeah, go ahead, Laser.
She would that Momo would use her power to keep Turbo Granny out of Okarun's control, but then Okarun would still be able to use that power and do the running.
Yeah, so he's using Turbo Granny's power against Turbo Granny. Which maybe
Okay, but
doesn't
then
make
why don't-
sense.
Why don't they just, like, walk out of the boundaries of her, like, as she's under his
They're out of her
control?
boundaries right now, and she said hi anyway.
Yeah, she can contact them through him because he's cursed.
You're gonna have to explain it to me like I'm 5.
It doesn't matter where they go because she cursed him. He could be in another country. It won't matter because she's cursed him. No distance is going to be good enough.
Okay. So then the game of tag, explicitly, how does that work in terms of weakening her?
They're trying to. She will agree to a game of tag no matter what because she's Turbo Granny. And the
Mhm.
plan is to get her to come to Seiko in Seiko's territory so that Seiko can screw her up.
Though I don't think she mentions that in particular. She just says that if you get her out of her territory, then
Oh, even you
she
guys
won't
can beat her.
be
Yeah.
even you. Even
But then
you
in
guys
that
can beat her.
case, Momo still has to be able to run faster.
Well, no, because Momo
No.
can piggyback on
Yeah,
Okarun.
that's why she suggests that Okarun carry or piggyback. Because they got to rely
But
on both her psychic powers and Turbo Granny's powers.
Sure. But bear with me. I'm not trying to be difficult. If Ken is housing Turbo Granny and Ken releases Turbo Granny, then Ken is Turbo Granny, and then he can't really carry Momo. This is
He's
where you're
not
losing
Turbo
me.
Granny.
He can use her power without being taken over. We've seen that when he was
Well, we
fighting
know that.
Sumo Wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, we know that. But they're still in one body. They're not
They're
not
connected,
separate.
but Turbo Granny is still separate from him. That's why they have to go to Turbo Granny.
You know what? Maybe the next episode will make this clear. Go on. I'm sorry.
Probably.
It might, or it might
This
not.
isn't explaining anything to me. And you guys know that I'm not this dumb.
No, you're not. I don't think you're dumb at all.
It is a bit
Nothing you're saying
convoluted.
is nothing you're saying is making sense to me. Maybe it's because you've seen it. It makes sense to you. Thus it makes
That's
sense to me.
probably the case.
I don't know if it completely makes sense to me either, but
Okay, thank God.
I mean, it's
But I'm-
it's dawned
I
on.
roll with it.
It's dawned on. I don't expect a lot out of it in terms of making sense. I just enjoy the ride half the time.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a Naruto comparison. There's gotta be one. Like if you put some of your chakra in somebody else, you can exist separate. But there you go. Naruto's dad's chakra is inside of Naruto. And he can pull it out when the time was right. And he kind of was able to exist as that chakra. But the original person still exists. Or rather would have. He's dead. So it works kind of like that. So there's just a bit of Granny in... Let me rephrase that. Okarun has just a piece of Turbo Granny because of the curse, though she can completely control him if there's no barrier. But
This
she's
just
still
makes a little more
separate
sense
from
to
him.
me.
Yeah, she's still separate from him. Oh, here we go. Orochimaru clones.
Oh my god.
There's a little bit of Orochimaru in all those curse marks. And Orochimaru can use that to completely control somebody, but the circumstances have to be right.
Love you, Sketch, but you're making it worse.
Look, I thought if anything, a Naruto comparison
No,
was...
you don't understand how deeply I appreciate you making the Naruto reference. It's fantastic, but I think I'm just gonna have to see it, and then we'll revisit this issue.
You know, sometimes you just gotta turn your brain off.
Yeah, apparently. I only have one of those. I'm like you guys, so.
I mean, in the first episode, Turbo Granny possessed Okarun transfers between cell phones.
I do remember this. Okay.
So, and even the aliens are like, hey, we can't do that. This is technology we do not have.
It's not technology.
So don't worry
It's
about it.
mad.
Yeah,
Power?
it's not technology.
It's the power of a horny grandma.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's one way to put it.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Let me try to get us back on track here.
Please do.
Yeah, it's to be expected, but yes.
I'm not taking responsibility for that.
But yeah, Turbo Granny's far away in her own territory, and they have to go have a game of tag with her. And Okarun's got to be the one running because he's the one who can access the power. And he's the only one that has a chance to potentially beat her because obviously a regular human can't. Which means they got to train Okarun. But first, they have to deal with a dump dilemma. Because remember, Momo has to keep her eyes on Okarun at all times to keep the curse from, taking him over. And that includes sensitive times, private times. Like, okay. I feel like the easiest solution here, take a bucket into the shrine and do your business.
I mean, that was
be
the
a
first thing I
simpler
thought
solution.
of.
Yeah, but
Like,
that would
why
make
did
it
nobody think of this?
Because
Because
they
they're
didn't
all
want to
idiots.
defile the shrine, Sketch. Jesus. You don't defile a
It-
shrine.
If that had come up, I'd believe it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it's because they're all idiots.
This is true. Also, they're like standing around. He's turtling. Poor guy is just trying to hold it in as best that he can. And
Don't do that, by the way. That's really bad for you. Don't
yes,
do that.
yes, it is. Yeah, when your body needs to poop, you poop.
You
It's
have to poop.
it's very bad.
Or whatever else
Don't-
needs
don't
to
hold
come
it.
out of you.
Don't
Just
hold
go.
it. Don't hold
Gotta
it.
know when to hold them. Know when to
Prefer-
fold.
Preferably.
Thank you, Kenny
in the
Rogers.
toilet.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So
Like, if we all become 12 years old tonight, what is going
That's
on?
the power of Dawn to Dawn. It makes us all 12.
we better we better get this out before things get serious in Blue Exorcist.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This is why we're talking about Dawn to Dawn first.
Total
Yes.
shift. Ugh.
More like shit.
Oh.
Yeah, shit's bad. So Seiko suggests that maybe Momo doesn't actually have to look. She can just feel, like sense the power, because she is explaining that like there's an aura that she can see, she can visualize around Okarun, and then she can like use her hand aura to grasp it, and that's how she suppresses Turbo Granny. So they try a little experiment with her not looking and trying to sense it. It doesn't work. And poor Okarune's about to burst, so he just makes a beeline to the bathroom. And I don't understand this. Why is she trying to stop him from using their toilets? Like, she's like, you don't just drop a deuce in somebody else's house. It's like,
That's why
Oh.
you don't just drop a deuce in someone else's house. Exactly why.
I mean, where's he supposed to go though?
He's a guest. Like, look, should have just found a bush outside, man.
That
She
might
can
have
watch
solved the
you.
problem. But if they did that, we wouldn't have this awesome animation of them all running through the house with
It's
Seiko
true.
cheering on Okarune.
You know
Yeah.
what? This is why you
She
need to
tells
have
her,
extra
go for it,
bathrooms.
Ken Takakura, and that causes lapse. As she protesteth too much that she likes the guy. She's like, oh, his name's Ken Takakura, then you must really like him. It's like, no, I don't. Why would you think that? We all know, girl. Come on.
Idea?
No. So he rushes into a bathroom, and they kind of awkwardly have the door partially open, and he's like attempting to use the bathroom while moping about how he, it's just such an awful situation, and
It is
Momo's
pretty
like,
awful.
oh, come on. It is pretty awful. It's like, I don't want
pretty
to be
humiliating.
doing this. It's like, oh,
Nope.
come on. I don't want to be doing this. And it's
But
all
everybody
played for
poops.
laughs. It's all played for laughs until everything gets quiet and Seiko's nose starts bleeding, and Momo realizes, oh, there's something very wrong going on. She looks into the bathroom, and a big turbo granny head staring right at her. And she declares the challenge. She's tired of waiting around. She wants them to come immediately. And if she doesn't do it, then she'll use the curse through Okarune to kill anyone she cares about. Yikes. So that's pretty intense.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
I thought, okay, maybe I was wrong in this, but when she said about the bit about her curse being contagious, I was like, she's bluffing. No way.
She might be.
She could
But
be.
the curse that's affecting him, she can use it to hurt other
Clearly,
people.
it at least
That's
made
true.
Seiko bleed, so it's
Yeah.
not nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How
These are
far it
true
can go,
things.
now that you could certainly question.
Yeah.
These are true things.
So that scene confused me a little bit. So did she basically freeze time for that little exchange, or how did that work?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, fair enough then.
For everyone except Momo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
a little
took it less as
puzzling.
time being frozen and more like the other two's minds were frozen. That's how I took it. But I mean, I guess it's up to interpretation.
Or she
That's
pulled
also a
them
good theory.
into a bit of a
Yeah, that's
ghostly
equally
I mean,
dimension.
She has control over Okarune, and she reached out to control Seiko, so she could easily just make them non-responsive.
Yeah,
that's a good
something
point.
like that. Something like that. Right. So, now that they know the clock's ticking, they decide, all right, we're going to go out and deal with it. And Seiko performs a protection ritual on them and garbs them in ceremonial clothing and embraces Momo tenderly, pleading with her to return. It's like, oh, this is the nice moment. She cares. She clearly
Sometimes.
cares.
It's a question mark at times, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, obviously she doesn't want her to die.
Well, yeah, no.
And, she'll step up when necessary, but yes, he's kind of leaving a lot of responsibility on the kids here. I mean, not
She's
kinda.
not the most responsible.
It's like, you got psychic powers now, you're fine.
Yeah, walk it off.
And they got a bit of a long journey, so they got to take the train. And once they get on the train, Momo changes her outfit, claiming that cool clothes get a Garu hyped for battle.
She's not
That's
wrong.
her battle armor. Okarune's going to keep rocking the ceremonial garb. Though he also has a bag of baseball bats. Casey Jones over here.
Cricket? You gotta know what a crumpet is to play cricket.
That's right. Oh, yeah. That was actually a post-credit scene. Kind of abrupt. It's actually the scene that ends the theatrical version of these 3 episodes. And heck of a place to stop.
It is a heck of a place to stop. I haven't actually seen either of the Dawn to Dawn theatrical runs, but I wish I had, because I enjoy this show way too much.
Yeah, that's good. Though the first theatrical run, they didn't dub it, so I was a little hesitant to watch it that way. Though I would have if maybe I had a better opportunity to do so. But just didn't work out at the time. And I don't know. I actually, that was one that wasn't covered by one of my... Actually, I only had one movie subscription at the time, but Regal Unlimited didn't cover it. I was like, do I want to pay $15 for something I can watch very soon? But the other ones, the other one, along with the Witch Watch Party, were both covered by Regal Unlimited. So yay!
Witch Watch, good times.
I did enjoy those. Anime in theaters is becoming very common.
I love it. Love to see it.
Me too.
It's good. Yeah,
I literally saw the first Pokemon movie with hope that something like this would happen.
I know. I mean, go see the first Pokemon movie. We could hardly imagine the state of things would be now.
I wanted it,
like
but
25 years later.
Oh yeah, whole lifetime.
Right. So, I think it's only fair to have Cletus tell us about your thoughts about these episodes.
Well, I saw this show before it ever got on Toonami, and this show is basically just slapstick chaotic comedy, and I'm here for the ride. It's just enjoyable. Turn your brain off and have fun.
I like that.
Yeah, it's anything that doesn't make sense, just slap a sticker on there that says anime logic, and you'll be good to go.
Or you could try to come up with Naruto comparisons like I did.
You get a gold star for that, sir. I will give you that.
I thought it was a good comparison.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, they're all shonen manga, so there's got to be correlations.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think this counts as shonen.
Oh, that does. It's Shonen Jump.
Really?
It's Shonen Jump Plus, which is, I don't know. Shonen Jump Plus has some pretty extreme manga in it.
That's fair.
So I don't know. And it's not Shonen Jump squared like Blue Exorcist.
Like Blue Exorcist, yeah.
It's Shonen Jump Plus, which I think it was only available online, like it wasn't in print as a magazine. I feel like that's the case.
I just know it's on the Shonen Jump app here in the US.
Yeah. I think they were celebrating like the 10th anniversary of Shonen Jump Plus currently. I might be wrong about that. Some anniversary. But I was looking at the spread of characters on there, and there's some World's End harem is in that. That is not a kid's show. No.
I don't know that I call
I
Dawn on a
hesitate-
kid show either.
No, absolutely not. I also wouldn't call Taco P's Original Sin child friendly at all.
Oh God, no, no, definitely not.
It's a bit much going from Dragon Ball Daima, which is very tame, to the absurdity of Dawn to Dawn.
Although it's right at home with Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball also loves toilet humor, especially early on.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been really funny if the same week that Okaroon was trying to take a dump was the week Goku said he needed to poop.
Yeah,
Missed it by a week.
We did, but
Missed
they're
it by a week.
it's still pretty close.
Still pretty close. Yeah. Yep.
And now we can only hope that Okaroon does not have to fight a Tamagami to get his Dragon Balls.
You see, this is where I messed up. I needed to have Dawn to Dawn and Dragon Ball Daima in the same podcast recording so I could make balls jokes.
You're
I'm
Maybe
sorry
the
I ruined
opportunity
your
to
balls
make
jokes.
balls.
Yeah. She likes big balls. He likes big balls. We got the biggest balls of them all.
Who is she?
You got balls to the walls?
Turbo Granny in this case.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Momo. I was
Oh.
like, we don't know that about Momo. We don't know that. She may not like big balls. You can't say that about her.
You telling me that you think Ken Takakura, the actor, doesn't have big balls?
Like,
Well, that depends.
figuratively, maybe. We don't know literally what his balls look like, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't care.
Perhaps.
I'm not wrong. I promise she doesn't care. I
So,
promise.
despite your confusion at points, what do you think of these episodes of Dawn to Dawn, Kuro?
It's so weird. That's weird.
That it is.
I don't know. I mean, it's funny because they're trying to throw in the humor and the ghost lore and the alien lore and make it make sense. They're braiding it in a way that they're like, this is the world we're in, and you're just in it with us, okay? So bear with us. I feel like it's an anime logic definitely applies here, but they're definitely trying to add some sense to it. You know, there's the moments of seriousness where they talk about the ghosts and the actual lore that applies to Turbo Granny, and about training everybody's powers and everything. So like it is very funny. I don't see this at this point. It's not taking itself too seriously, and I'm glad that we moved past the sexual assault episode into something much more amusing. So I definitely feel I was a little bit on pins and needles when I came into God, what am I in for this episode? But the episode 2 and episode 3 are much more humorous. And as you can see, we're having a great time talking about them. So it definitely was a more fun experience. It was also fun seeing everybody tweet about it, live tweet about it, and make their jokes. I enjoyed that. And I'm hopeful that the rest of the episodes, because I have not seen it, unlike you three, and I think Steven is also with me. I've not seen it, so I'm hoping that the rest of it will be less perverse and more like this, just funny and silly and immature in general, in a way that you appreciate.
All right. So, Steven, what are your thoughts on these episodes of Dawn to Dawn?
They're fun. Like tweeting, it's an interesting experience. Just trying to figure out what to actually tweet out because the show is crazy. I mean, it's dropping
It's going a mile a minute.
it's dropping
Oh,
like
yes.
actual like alien ghost lore, and then it's like dropping like the craziness of like, oh, he's just he turned Super Saiyan, and it's like, what's going on here? It's like they threw like
Also
stuff in a
dropping
blender.
deuces.
Yeah, true. It's like they threw stuff in a blender, and it's like, you know what? This is what it's going to be today. This is what smoothie you're having.
Yeah,
It's
that's
fun to
a
watch.
pretty good summary.
That is
Yeah.
kind of how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I do like the ghost lore kind of it, like how they're trying to build up on it. The Flatwoods monster, the actual thing, like appearing because it's like was rumored to actually happen in New Jersey, and then I believe it was spotted somewhere in Japan. So it's like the same kind of thing, but then putting the twist on it that it's a sumo wrestler, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah,
Sure.
it doesn't make
Why not?
sense one bit, but it's like fine,
Yep.
it adapted to like the one thing. It's like a transformer that like first comes out of its shell and it scans an environment, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be turned into a sumo wrestler. Like that perfectly fits, right? The cool thing is with that episode, like how it walled off the whole like manor, the whole house, and it's like they have to break through the cement to get to it. It's almost like a sumo wrestling match there, like just trying to break through enough to have the demon, to have that ghost actually go past the Torii gate and then re-enter it in, so it cannot, it can basically like destroy itself, which was a good idea. If it's already in the house, how do you get it out of the house? It's kind of like that the old vampires back in the day, how you had to let them into your house because they couldn't come in because there were rules based
Yep.
demons and ghosts and everything. So it's cool.
Don't let them into your house.
Yeah, that's what you do. That third episode, still crazy, getting a little bit tamer, but still going off of like, oh, this is what's going on. Yeah, like you, Kuro, I don't understand the rules to this game of them trying to play tag with ghosts.
Thank you.
It doesn't make sense even like watching the preview for the next episode. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on in this whole show because I was like, when I first originally seen this show coming out and I read the log line to it, I'm like, oh, ghosts and aliens, and they're hunting them or fighting them. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's a cool tactic. I didn't see that happen. I should watch that one time or wait till it goes on Toonami. Most of the time, that's what I say in my head. I don't really watch it. I just wait till it comes on Toonami. Then I seen the trailer for it. I'm like, oh, okay, I could get into this. And then I seen the Toonami trailer for it, and I'm like, it's a romance show, a rom com. I'm like, so
Yeah.
it's weird to
Mhm.
me, and it's like, but I can see the hints that they're dropping throughout of it, of being a rom com, of being something like that, and then
At times.
yeah, I can see what they're trying to do with that. I can see the chaos of doing this, but like you said, Sketch, like everyone else said, it's basically Fooly Cooley. It's basically a coming of age thing, but with ghosts and aliens. And
Hmm.
it's it's basically it. And one more thing to say, with Granny of saying she doesn't believe in aliens. You don't believe in aliens, but you see a ghost that inhabited a body of a guy that your granddaughter is with, and you're predicting psychic stuff. I don't know how you can not believe in ghosts. Yet this all can happen. So it's like,
Everybody's
somewhere
got their
along the
blind
line,
spots.
yeah, somewhere along the lines, nothing, that doesn't make, or that doesn't make me understand like
We
where
had
she's
that
coming from.
talk though. We did have that talk. Remember last time
Yeah,
about alien? Do you believe in aliens? Do you believe in ghosts?
And we
Yeah.
all had different answers, and
yeah,
Yeah, everybody had a
That
different
just-
gauge of what belief entailed and what they believed. So I can understand Seiko's perspective.
well,
But
and for
you're dealing
Seiko,
with, like,
the ghosts
yeah.
and stuff is real. So like she's experienced that. So of course
Mhm.
that's real. But never seen a UFO. I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's fun. Interested to see where it goes. I've been seeing season 2 trailers pop up and everything, so I seen where it goes, I guess, but I without like seeing any spoilers or anything else. I do also like the one more thing. I do also like the powers that she has to like condense Turbo Granny, and it feels like she's almost like a Green Lantern at that point. She's just controlling him and like shooting off
Kinda,
the
yeah.
almost like grabbing him and like compressing him down and compressing that power down, which is cool. It does think to myself, is there a point where she can unlock it like in Ghostbusters where the key and they're trying to find Gozer and everything and unlock the potential of the host there, but who knows?
So in all of this, we forgot to get back to that pin of all the things that Seiko said about that pop star. Turns out they were all true, and he's
She's
in a big
enjoying that
scandal.
being revealed. That she's loving that on the TV.
Yeah,
She's just
She also
sitting there,
enjoys
and then
her,
she changes the channel. Like, yeah, I was right. Anyway.
well, they didn't get to the part like they didn't get around to asking him about his favorite food. He's like, I know it's curry, it's not ramen. Or was it the other way around? Doesn't matter. Anyway, she was right.
Seiko
She
was
is
right,
no
everyone.
fraud. Nope.
No, but
Nope,
she
nope.
uses too much hairspray.
She does.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
It's not a flattering
much.
hairstyle.
Yeah. I also
So
I
Go on.
don't love the like she's got that kind of sash thing Zorro has. Like what also her like lounging outfit is like what are you even wearing, lady?
what she's not wearing, you mean?
Not much.
Yeah.
Like when she's got the jacket on and real pants, that's good. That's all good, but like when she
Sketch like some modest lady.
yeah. Like it's just not a good look.
You should just say, "Oh, pants. We can't afford that."
He's not wrong.
Right? Like, I suppose it might be comfortable. I don't know how that sash thing could be comfortable, though. It seems restrictive. Anyway, yeah. Laser, of course, you've already watched Dawn to Dawn, but anything you want to chime in here?
I'm really enjoying watching the slow burn of the relationship between Momo and Okarun. Just seeing it happen again, because I've seen it already, but watching them kind of play off each other, it's just really cute.
It is. They're fun when they banter. And I like those tender moments that they have, but they always pull it back. Like
They do.
they just can't be honest with each other. And that
Well, they're
is
kids. That's
Yep.
how it is.
Yes. Oh, young love.
I do have to say the dynamic between them, not just the awkward teenager part, but this seemingly cool girl and this nerdy boy thing. Yes, that is how it works. They do this this in real life happens outside of high school, obviously. I don't know what happens in high school, that never matters. But like in real life, these type of people are drawn to each other. So everybody should have hope. There's someone out there for you. Also,
yeah, she even
Darrell
tells him
dropped
when
in.
he's all down on himself. I saw that. I'm sad I missed him. I need to pay more attention to the chat, clearly, but thanks for being here, Bay.
Man, I
Yeah,
wish I'd
have
seen
you
that
on a
too. Sorry,
actual
Darrell.
episode.
Darrell
sometime.
dropped in, and Darrell was trying to clarify Naruto references, and he was equating it to sorcery. And I thought that was really kind of him to attempt to clarify things for me. So thank you, Darrell, for breaking it down. But you were saying, Scotch.
Yes, Okaroon has a piece of Turbo Granny's soul within him. So yeah, I get you. I get you. Also, in the chat, JP916786 says that Blue Exorcist Season 3, the upcoming season that will be on Toonami, was directed by Alex. It's Season 4 that Jalen K. Castle takes over. So, we will have yet one more season of Alex Von David goodness. Not that Jalen isn't great. He's a great director and scriptwriter. So we're in good hands.
Season 4. Not that I've seen it.
Oh yeah,
totally seen it. When are we going to talk about it? Laser.
Soon.
Soon. Very soon.
I was thinking of doing that with you very soon. Because we're catching up.
Thinking about
it. And Mr. AJ Tibb with another gem. Mr. AJ Tibb says, Toonami faithful, word of advice, just shit yourself.
He also said, I went into the show expecting to like it. I was wrong. I love it.
Oh, you like that. You like that.
See, guys, there's incentive to come on the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get in here. Be active. Sorry, I don't always pay attention. Yeah. Well, we probably talked about Dawn to Dawn too long, so Blue Exorcist time. That's your cue, Kuro.
Yes. So for the mood whiplash, you all, who's ready to take it down a tone?
We're going from very stupid to very emotional.
Very emotional.
And serious. Very serious stakes.
Yes. Where we left off, everything was going quite poorly with the Impure King's miasma exploding out of its initial containment of the I forget the word. It's the spore
the barrier.
That it's the spore that forms like in ferns. I forget the word.
Oh.
But it unfurled and it exploded within the barrier. Rin and Ryuji are then slammed with the miasma. I should say Rin and Ryuji and Kuro, because Kuro was there as well. Poor kitty. And Ryuji, in the midst of all of this cloudy miasma, spots the heart of the Impure King. As the three of them brace themselves, the nasty cloud forms into an even nastier monster. This monster, which is as gross as one might expect of something called the Impure King, begins to descend on the boys.
It's so gnarly.
It looks exactly what you think it would look like. It actually, it reminded me of a little bit. Anyone who played Final Fantasy 12, if you go into the sewers looking for the summons there, that it looks a little like that. And my Final Fantasy friends will understand what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, Mephisto is uselessly
one of those sludge things from Earthbound.
Yeah.
But also, it's kind of moth-shaped.
Grubworm.
I'm thinking the sludge monsters in the sewers in Chrono Trigger, so I guess it's a common thing.
It's so funny because when you see it, like, you're surprised, but you're like, oh, that makes sense. But then I feel like maybe this was just me, all throughout the season, when you hear it described, the Impure King, you're something a little more sleek. And then you see it, and you're like, that is the opposite of sleek.
that is a chunky boy.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm like, okay, so when's he gonna turn handsome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Toto is filling the role of Bishonen enemy.
Guys,
Yeah.
you have to be serious. No laughing here. Yeah. So, yes, Mephisto is looking on uselessly at them all, just
He's
quoting
just being the
Nietzsche.
peanut gallery, pointing and laughing half the time.
Yeah, essentially, that's his job. He's doing nothing. But I think it's important to say, because I'm not going to say it again. Basically, for the next 2 episodes, it's Mephisto looking down, and he occasionally Nietzsche. Good.
He's
for
very
you,
amused
bro.
with how things go.
It would have actually been funny if he had quoted the German guy, but unfortunately
Nietzsche?
didn't. Yeah, no, not that German guy. The other German guy that his character is based off of. Anyway,
Johann Faust.
Faust. Miasma clouds hit the Miota members, and the barrier, however, is keeping the miasma contained. With Shura's prompting, Yauzo orders the Miota to retreat outside the barrier so that they can live. They observe the monstrous figure emerge from the castle, and Kinzo is ready to throw down. That is my boy. I love him.
I love
I want
him.
him on my side in a fight. He's fun. Toto realizes that Juzo, Shima, and his friends are under the protection of barrier as he tries to win them over at their fight. And I'm not gonna lie, Juzo wins Sexy Award for me for these 2 episodes. Because someone has to. It's me reading the script, so someone gets the Sexy Award, and it's Juzo. Toto taunts Juzo to fight him, whether or not his Agni power he's maintained, the demon that the guardian, the fire summoned last episode. He taunts him about whether it's stronger than his piece of Karura. And the music just gets really epic. It cues up, and things get really intense here. Toto repeatedly absorbs Juzo's attacks, and Karura's regeneration is outclassing the Agni, unfortunately. Toto then shoots flames at the groups, and Yukio, while they're all defending, comes up with an idea. We see 2 monks attack Toto in a very elegant fight sequence. It's sort of fast, but I think in terms of Blue Exorcist, like where we just see fiery things down, actually really nicely choreographed fight, and I think I just really want to highlight it. And I think if you missed it, go back and watch it. It's just a few seconds, but it's really cool looking. Toto fighting the 2 monks. And the others, there are 2 monks down supporting Juzo as he's chanting. Then as Toto exhausts the other monks, he looks around, and Juzo comes down with a huge fireball, chanting as he attacks Toto with his massive attack. However, due to the Phoenix powers, Toto is able to regenerate and absorb the fire, and he proceeds to mock the group because that is
He's
his
such a
jam.
smug jerk here.
He really is. Ugh. But Yukio then reveals that the flames that Karura has absorbed have exceeded Toto's body ability to hold it within himself. And he says that his body is going to turn to ash with so much flame. Toto then turns and sees his arm disintegrate, and extremely satisfying for me. I don't know about you all, but I loved that moment. Which then combined with the rain prevents him from being able to regenerate. He gradually begins to crumble. Again, very high, very, very satisfying. However, he's not dead, so they're going to have to scoop his ashes and seal them into separate containers, which will prevent Toto from fully regenerating. Just as Yukio is about to tend to Juzo, they're suddenly assaulted by random ashy arms, and the ghostly voice of Toto laughs and mocks them again. Back to the rest of the Miyoto
This
sect.
guy just needs to die, I swear to God.
God, I know. Like, he's abusing the Phoenix. I feel really bad for Karura here.
I do too.
Back to the yeah, like of all the people to absorb you, this asshole has to. Seriously. Back to the rest of the Myoto sect, Konokomaru and our boy Shima appear and are begging them to help the other two boys. They explain the situation. Shura immediately volunteers to the barrier. She's my girl. Meanwhile, Izumo is being attacked by the fungus demon. She's being attacked by this fungus, essentially. And Miyami is having Ni use its powers to break down the fungus with moss and other things. Back in the castle of the Impure King, Rin is overwhelmed by the clouds, and Ryuji attempts to withstand the miasma himself, and then he calls for Karura to protect. So he is holding not just the barrier, but also the protection of Karura, which blazes through that section of Impure King and burns him. Karura then points out to both of the boys that the double spell is going to replete Ryuji's energy and that he could lose consciousness soon. And Ryuji himself admits that he's pretty wiped out and he's not sure how much longer he can hang on. Rin is then grabbed by the king, and Kuro, who is the hero of the story, clearly, jumps at his arm to protect him. Rin realizes that he still cannot pull his sword out, and as he is gradually getting absorbed by the miasma, he cries in agony as Ryuji tries to get Rin out on time, pleading for him to leave for the longest that he can hold the barrier and save everybody else. Come on, Rin, you can do it. Get your shit together. Ah. This is actually a really good moment for Ryuji, too, to be honest. I was very proud of him. Rin
Ryuji is absolutely being a boss.
He is a boss here, and I love seeing this reclamation for him from bratty teenager to, like, the hero monk that he knew he needed. It was a great moment. Rin suddenly remembers the Kyoto Tower that he talked about in the first episode of arc and tells Ryuji how much he wants to go with all his friends. And he's determined to win so he could be with all of them. And Ryuji, of course, is aggravated by this because he thinks it's silly, but at the same time, he's like, I've never been there. And he realizes that Rin's scared. And he tells him, you know what? We're friends, and I trust you. And he releases... Yeah. He releases his fiery protection. And the Impure King clouds begin to consume him. As Rin struggles to find the courage to unleash his sword, he finally has a moment and manages to...
I love how the moment comes right as he's told, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Such a great moment.
We knew he could do it. It just was a really painful journey to get there. Finally, with his sword unleashed and ablaze in blue flames, he rushes towards the Impure King and sets the miasma aflame as well. Hooray! On to episode 11, the Impure King attacks, and Shura arrives just in time, releasing Ryuji's cloud of miasma. Ryuji, by the way, who's still trying to hold on to the barrier. He just, as we know, he can't do both. He's just a kid. She encourages Rin to take on the demon and essentially tells him he's the only one who's to do so, given his supernatural ability. Rin charges into the miasma, sword in hand, and slashes through the clouds, fighting past the tendrils to get to the core. Ryuji, however, who's finally completely spent and utterly exhausted, releases the barrier as he passes out. The Myoto sect back down the mountain watch in horror as the barrier disperses, though they observe that the rain that's been falling, the same rain that made Toto into an ashy mess, will temporarily keep the miasma from moving down the mountain. So they have a little bit of time. A voice comes out from the flames and calls the humans useless. And again, Mephisto just watches on. Yukio, meanwhile, back with the goopy mess that is Toto, is fighting him as he regenerates spite of the rain. Toto continues to mock Yukio, who is losing control of his feelings, but manages to gain some element of control. Really stupid, I'm fighting with a demon. He's trying to manipulate me. Duh! And he reloads his Naiad bullets. The Naiad bullets being those from 2 episodes ago, where he was able to use the water spell to contain him. So he's like, well, now that it's raining, these are going to be a lot stronger. Smart thinking. Juzo, in the meantime, just as Yukio is overwhelmed, attacks because, again, he gets the sexy award for this episode because he's a badass. Releasing Yukio from the attack of Toto, and Yukio then proceeds to unleash the Naiad bullets onto our ashy mess Toto, which puts him down at this point for good. Except that he's still haunted by Toto's mocking words. He's a teenager, so that doesn't surprise me. Uchukma, who is our fire guardian, then back with Rin, appears before him. He says that he can teach him harness the power of the flame and channel it, as it was formerly his master's sword that channeled his flame. So Chukma combines Rin's blue flames with his own purifying flame, and then he instructs Rin on how to purify the mountain. The caveat that it's going to burn every living thing on the mountain. But he says it's necessary given that the spores of the impure king's miasma will allow it to regenerate. So they have to burn it all down. Rin obviously had some concerns about this, but as he and Uchukma chant together and Rin attacks, uses his flames in one. But Uchukma admonishes Rin for holding back power. Back with Shiemi. She is overwhelmed trying to free Uzumo and has to release Ni, or rather Ni gets released spontaneously. Then she climbs up the mossy, fungusy mess straight to Uzumo, in spite of urging her away, and yanks her out of it and pulls her free. Moment. Friends. With my girls. In the distance, everybody sees a massive surge of blue light. And as we know, that's the version of the Kasho Zenmai spell that Juzo and friends had earlier chanted, except this one is much more powerful. Yukio is, of course, seeing the blue, rushes forward frantically because, oh, God forbid my brother do anything good. Oh, wait, no, that was me thinking that. But probably Yukio, too. Rin, in the moment, reflects on how, as he's using his power, he reflects on how he's always held back his power, and he's been conflicted by his demon side and his human side. And for a moment, as the flames unleash, he also sees Shiemi in a moment in the prison. And of course, our precious girl Shiemi makes him remember himself, and he comes to and remembers his friends as well. And he, taking control of his flames, he unleashes the spell, but just as he did with Shiemi before, he doesn't burn anyone. And the flames descend down the mountain, just warming everybody and burning away just the miasma. And it's really sweet because as we see it come down the mountain with each character, Shiemi sees it, and Izumo's scared, and Shizumi says, no, we're not going to get burned. It's going to be okay. It's just going to be warm. She's so precious.
She is.
Precious. She's precious. So the flames burn only the miasma, and that prompts the 2 boys, Konoko and Shimo, to surge forward to go back to their friend, and a bunch of monks decide to follow them, which is pretty cool. And meanwhile, back with Mephisto, he ominously states that we've witnessed the birth of the Blue Exorcist, a creature designed to kill its own kind.
Love that. That's such a great line.
That's a good line. Back up the mountain, our poor kitty Kuro is completely knocked out. Poor baby. He needs pets. Rin then withdraws his flames, and Uchukma then departs. stating ominously, he's not sure whether Rin is a demon, but he will need to choose one day. Maybe. You don't know his life. I don't like that. Don't tell him what he has to do.
You're not my
Ryuji
real
comes to.
dad.
Yeah. Ryuji comes to and he sees Rin sheath the coma, and they're happy that Rin can control now. Rin's especially happy, and he's just thrilled to tell everybody. The monks and the other boys show up, and they tell them about seeing the blue flames come down the mountain and cleansing asthma, and they Rin, which is pretty nice. After everybody is happy and grateful, Yukio shows up and asks because that's what Yukio does. He first is angry about Rin being let out of hell, and then he smacks. That's a show of gratitude for you. He is surprised by Rin's ability to embody his new powers. And there's kind of a moment between them. But Rin then passes out, and he has a hallucination about Father Fujimoto. So yeah, that was a lot. There's a lot that happened there. I
That's
don't
a
even
heck
know
of a
where to
lot.
start. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of feelings, a lot of action. Very exciting and pseudo end to an arc until we at least get to the last episode. I actually would like to hear from Cletus first. What did you think about this climactic part of the Kyoto arc?
Well, you're right. There's a lot to digest there.
Yeah.
And I'm actually in your shoes on this show because you hadn't seen Dan before, and I missed Blue Exorcist the first time it ran on the block. So since late last year, this is all new to me.
Great. Excellent. I
Yeah.
love it. What are you thinking of this as a new viewer?
I'm enjoying it so far. It's I'm glad they put it on because when I missed it, I never even gave it a thought. And I'll be honest, this may have not been something I would have ever picked up just on my own intuition, but I'm glad they did. I've really enjoyed it. I would say, as far as these last two episodes go, well, this whole season, I guess, is kind of interesting to me because in the first season, like Konokomaru, Shima, Ryuji, they're kind of the three stooges. They're the background characters. You got to, in the first season, you got to get your main characters fleshed out. You get some of your background characters' information, and you explore the world they're in. But in season 2, it's actually kind of an interesting idea because, the main characters got to progress a bit, but you're going into a story arc that's actually doing more to flesh out your background characters, specifically these three and their family dynamic they had at Miyota, than focusing on Rin necessarily. So I really enjoyed it. The action seemed to move pretty quick. I did have to die laughing in episode 10. I got a chuckle out of it where Shura runs up, she sees Konokomaru and Shima, pats him on the head, tells him good job, and she takes off booking for the barrier to go in and help. And Shima literally goes, "Oh, all I got was a head pat out of that. I was hoping to get me some nuzzles." And Konokomaru, with a perfect deadpan voice, just turns, looks at him, and goes, "Oh, back to normal already, huh?"
It was good. It was a good move.
I could not help but chuckle at that. And the other thing is, as much as Toto is insufferable, I gotta give him a bit of credit because as far as wanting to get inside somebody's head, he tells Yukio a lot of half truths. I mean, when he sits there, he kind of tries to compare the two of them together. Oh, I wasn't, if you think back to the start of this season, I wasn't very happy with my life. Everything was set out for me, and I decided I want to do something different. Wouldn't you like that? And by the time they're fighting here, he's basically, stealing a line from Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers movies. We're not so different, you and I. And he's not necessarily wrong there because Yukio has always been in denial about exactly what his brother is. Well, I shouldn't say what his brother is. He's in denial about himself because He's his brother. He's his twin brother. He has the same thing. He's just been in denial the whole time.
Yep.
So that's why when Toto, he sees that quick little flash of blue flame, he's more intrigued than anything because he thinks, oh, I finally got an in with this kid. He's going to win over to my side. At least that's how I took it. And don't get me wrong. I mean, it was very, very fulfilling to watch Yukio dump a mag into that guy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, just empty the clip. They were all thinking it, goddammit. And the weird plot device I found once you got partway into episode 11 was the fire demon Yuchuzma. Is that how you pronounce that? Maybe I got it wrong.
It's a hard Chukma.
Fair enough. I do find it convenient how he pops up out of nowhere and, here, Ren, I'll help you. By the way, that guy you're fighting, he's my mortal enemy. Here, let me help you incinerate him. So, I mean, that is a handy little plot device to chuck in there.
It was a poor setup. It was a cool idea, but they didn't give it enough meat to start with to lead into it.
Oh, I didn't necessarily hate it. It just kind of threw me for a loop was all.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, is this someone I missed previously? Because that's not the Phoenix.
You're right. It came a little bit like a Deus Ex Machina moment. I mean, they sort of set it up, but they set it up very weakly. So you had to have been paying attention for it to make sense. So I think I agree with you. It's a little bit of a but I feel like with anime, I've just come to expect that nonsense sometimes. So,
well, as I just said with the previous show, anime logic. We'll just call it that and be good. But no, I mean, I didn't mind it by any means. It just threw me for a little bit of a loop. But it was. I'm not gonna lie. When I finally saw the Impure King after all this hype through this whole season of, so he's an overgrown grub worm. Okay, didn't see that coming. But I mean, just me being me. Yeah. I mean, you hear a title like that, you'd think there's something regal going on, and you nailed it. I mean, Toto apparently took all the looks on that one, but or what little there was there. And I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed this all so far. I mean, it's really been an enjoyable season, an arc of the story, whatever you want to call it. Mephisto, I assume that lounger or couch he's on, it's got to be comfortable, because how long has he been sitting there? I mean, you got to get stiff after a while or something. I mean, Jesus, that's Lazy Boy cannot warrant that for that long a sitting. I mean, something had to at that point. And I do find it funny how even with some of the monks there have an idea that Rin is not a normal kid, he's not a normal exorcist, but even when he lets his flames go, Yukio's with the other group that's fighting Toto, and when he sees the blue flames fire up, he takes off running. And the other monks, if you go back and listen, they're looking at each other going, what the hell was that? They had no idea. And it was also interesting hearing Rin's inner monologue, where basically it was his alter egos arguing back and forth of, you're meant to destroy everything. Well, no, you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like it was the angel and the devil on his shoulders having a bitch fit about which path he should take, basically. So that was pretty neat. And beyond that, I think my last note was last couple notes. He had a really nice monologue at the end, and when Yukio came up and punched him, I think the last thing I wrote down was, "Oh, Yukio, for fuck's sakes," and that was about
I know.
it.
That's about
right. Yukio,
I just sat there
saved the day, and all Yukio's thinking is, "Hey, you were supposed to be locked up this whole time."
Yeah, he's like back on first base.
And if he stayed locked up, he'd get himself killed. Come on there.
It's like, yeah, he can't get in much more trouble, Yukio. Chill. I need you to
They
be
sentence
cool.
him to execution. If anything, this is likely to help.
He's jealous
I think he nailed it.
his brother saved the day.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, going back all the way from the first season, even, he has that chip on his shoulder about, my brother's stronger than me. I'm the
Mhm.
weakling.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
he's
Mhm.
stuck between this deadly mixture of jealousy and self-loathing that just, yeah, it perfectly makes him what it is.
It does.
But
And it's funny how you articulate it so perfectly about Yukio's state of mind, because I think that's really relevant going into the next few seasons as well.
Oh
It's relevant
yes.
really,
it's relevant here when you see how vulnerable he is to Toto's manipulations, and it's relevant as we see where his character arc goes in the next few seasons. It's good that you're able to point that out and recognize it now.
There
I
is an
think it makes
episode I did
sense.
of Some of Them Saints literally called "God Damn It, Yukio." Just think about that.
I was on that episode.
Yes, you
Yeah.
were.
Yes. So
yeah.
since we're talking about Yukio, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Cletus,
Oh,
go on.
I'll wrap it. I'm sorry, I'll wrap it up quick. No,
No, no, no, you're
I've enjoyed this so far, and I'll be honest, I have no idea what because of everything that happened in episode 11, I have no idea if episode 12 is just like an after action report or what, but I don't know how else you fit that in for one episode of what you're doing, but beyond that, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the next season, and I'm happy they picked it up.
Yes, yes.
I think it's
These are the
great
things I
we're
love to
going right
hear.
into it.
Yes.
They go completely shonen, and the impure king is still alive.
Ha
And-
ha ha. Sketch is making shit
Nah.
up. Don't listen to him.
Nah, it's
Super
it's-
Saiyan
I'm
impure
I'm sure
king.
it's dead.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Actually, I
very
mean,
dead.
I think Cleta set up a good segue for this part of the discussion. I want to start with you, Sketch. What do you think about? We've been talking a lot about our Kyo. How do you feel about him for the past 2 episodes? What he's been going through and his reaction to Rin.
Well, I think his reaction to Rin is just way out of line. But he's certainly going through a lot. He's I like how he has that moment. Is like, of course, he's a demon. Exorcist 101. Don't let demons get inside your head. And he still let it get inside his head.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
But he's a child. He's a teenager, so it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise
Oh,
me.
yeah.
He was never
Yeah.
equipped mentally to handle any of this.
No,
Much
no,
as
he's
he
not.
acts like he should have been.
He's book smart. He's strategy smart for the most part. Like he was able to give good strategies to the others and come up with a plan that pretty well worked. But obviously, he's not mature enough for this responsibility. And it seems like it's gonna crush him in the long run. But I'm sure he'll
It's
just
all
keep on
academic until he has to put it into
struggling.
practice.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And of course, freaking Toto doesn't go down that easily. It's like, oh, he's turned to ash. It's like, oh, but I'm just like a goopy ash creature now, and you can't quite kill me. Oh, great, wonderful.
That's great.
pretty
Yeah.
Just keep taunting Yukio some more. Yeah, and interesting with the whole. He's clearly got a little bit of demon in him.
Yep.
Got a little bit of demon in him.
Because nobody saw that coming.
Oh, who could
Right?
possibly have
It
seen that
totally
coming?
wasn't choreographed all this time.
I
No,
don't know
not at
how. Like, this is something we keep talking about, and Steven has mentioned this vehemently as well. You're twins with this person who's a demon. How did you not expect some of that to come off at you? Like, I still don't get. And I watched all this. How did he not get it? Really?
Ego.
Come on. Yeah, exactly. His arrogance, sheer arrogance.
Meanwhile, his other brother is very supportive.
Yeah. What the hell, man? The one he slapped in the face? My God, if I had a brother like you, let me just tell you, there would be no slapping one way. It would be a two-way slapping and nail scratching and ball busting, and it would be a lot more violent.
Yeah.
Ren takes a lot of shit from his brother that I would not be taking. Just saying.
No, it's true. He never punches back.
Never. He verbally will go at him, but he never hits his.
He taunts him. He'll taunt him, but he won't physically harm him. And I'm sure that's a complex thing because
It's because he knows It's A, he knows he could hurt him, and B, he doesn't want anyone hurting his brother. It's because Ren is a good person.
Yeah, Ren's a good brother.
Yeah, he's a good brother.
Man,
him.
when he's just like,
Horrible.
I need to be cool with myself, and I need you to be cool with me. Oh, poor kid.
Yeah.
You deserve a better brother.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Greg.
Yeah.
Steven, this must be such a great reclamation of the friendship coming full circle to the moment you needed to have, right?
It finally happened.
Yeah.
It finally happened. And it feels
I know you
so
needed
good.
this.
Yeah. It feels so good.
I was thinking of you, Stephen, when I was watching, and it's like, you're my friend. I'm like, oh, Steven's happy.
He's
Yeah,
gonna be so
yeah.
happy.
It finally happened. Everything's going back to normal. I mean, it was the thing that they needed to do, and they did it. I still don't know why the Impure King turns into a castle, but far be it for me to understand demons.
Because it looked cool? Because it looked cool.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a giant mushroom with a
But you're a
grub
giant
in the middle.
demon
The
mushroom.
Grubbin!
I mean,
Oh.
yeah.
He's like an out of control teen on Maury Povich. He'll do what he damn well wants.
Yeah.
He wants to be a castle, damn it, he's gonna be a frickin' castle or a fat ass grub worm, whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I like how the wood print things that they show, like in the thing. Here's this demon, and they plucked eyes out of him. Where's his eyes at? He's a castle. Where do they get that? Do they have to traverse through them and say, okay, take this left here, take this right here, go up
Yeah, we
these
never
stairs?
see that. His woodcut version looks way more dope, and that's why I think I was expecting a sleeker version.
Yeah, they're the budget's you know what? Let's waste all the budget on CGI. And the guy's like, you know what? We could do it. And the other guy's like, yeah, I can make something. He makes a castle. He goes, is that the best we got? I don't know. We just paid him the whole budget for the whole series. Let's do this. It feels right with the friendship and everything. I still hate Yukio for. I mean, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. He hits his brother. I'm like, brothers fight all the time, and they hit each other and they do that. He just winds up and hits them for no reason, and it's like, dude, what are you doing that? I mean, you're afraid and you're scared because you're a demon or something. Don't get me started. We go back on this all the time. He doesn't know he's a demon. Dude, you have tattoos on your arm from the first season where they retconned half of it. You have you test your blood sugar. You test your blood. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm just a little bit diabetic. I'm sorry about that. Just a little bit, nothing much in there."
A little bit.
It doesn't show anywhere that I'm diabetic, but I can tell, And it's like, what? And you're so concerned about this and everything. He's not too straight-laced, because I was thinking, he's not too straight-laced and following the rules and everything else, because this guy is talking to demons. He's talking to Toto's he's trying to understand him, and Toto's like, come to the dark side. And it's like, Yuka's like, it does sound good. And it's like, but do you got cookies over there? And
We
you
have
got this
cookies
and
and
everything.
pies.
And it's like, Toto's looking at him like, what is wrong with you? Even at a point, Toto's like, you're nuts. You're the one that's going to like turn into a demon and just go crazy on everything. I don't know, man. With Yukio, that guy seems he's like unredeemable at this point for me, at least, because it's. I don't know. He's not nuts. He's not straight lace. He's just too focused on something that he can't get over in his whole life. And it's like, did they put too much pressure on him to become like the head of I don't know. Like to become the head of this order, and he was a head of the order before they
I
retconned
think
it
it
all.
was him projecting. I think a lot of that's Yukio projecting himself in space, and they're just like, well, he's meeting the minimal requirements for these accomplishments, so let him have these spots.
Yeah, he met the minimum requirements. He's like a doctor that got a
He
C and
wants the
D in school
responsibility.
and thinks he's like, oh, so cool and everything. I'm like, dude, you got C's and D's in school, but they still call you a doctor.
I feel like, yeah,
You're a student teacher.
Yeah, he's a TA. He thinks he can grade, you know. He thinks he can grade all the tests and like, yeah, I'm giving you an F, man. And it's like, you didn't study that hard. Yeah. I think the setup was great. That final strike with the sword, with Rin was like the penultimate like thing of this whole thing. Like we finally got it. And I'm like, yes, you finally did something right. You did it. You found out about your friendship because that was the whole thing the whole time. The blue flames went over every single person and they're like, oh, it's nice and toasty. And it's like, it cleared up everything. It's like, oh, if only you would like not burn half like the whole area. It's like, oh, it turned out to be
he
pretty
didn't hurt
nice.
anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was pretty nice. And then you got Shimi was like the secondary star of this whole thing. It's like, oh, she just did it because, that is what she does. It's like, yeah. And then you got
How did she get her
Yukio at
out of
the
the
end.
goop? I don't understand. She was just able to
Her-
pull her out.
Yeah.
The
So
power of love and
her
friendship.
No, and Laser, you chime in here if you explaining it right or incorrectly. But she was summoning the moss that would um adhere to the fungus, and the moss was summoned, and it was working so that she was able to release Izumo from the fungus that was holding on to her because the moss was doing its job. She had to physically pull her out. She didn't have the power to make me do it. She knew the moss had done its job. I think I'm understanding this correctly, but Laser,
I
you can
think
chime
that's
in.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Okay,
it made sense in terms of like she'd done what she could up into what her powers would let her do, and the rest was to her.
So she needed the moss to take care of the gunk before she could pull her out.
Yeah.
The moss was basically acting as a counter agent, but it wasn't going to push her out, so she still needed manual pulling.
And you have to
Okay.
understand, she's still learning a lot of what she's doing. It's still fairly new to her. So
Oh, yeah.
for her to
Absolutely.
be more physically hands-on with, her powers and what they can do, like that at this point in her journey, that is natural. But it's cute to see her and Izuma have this point in their friendship. And Shimi's important not just for her having this moment of rescuing these other two characters, but she's also brought Rin to a point. And yes, I ship the fuck out of these two, and that's where I'm at, guys. And I'm not gonna hold back. I'm shipping it. It's gonna happen in my brain. I'm shipping the fuck out. Yes, they belong together, like that Mariah Carey song. You're welcome. But yeah, Laser. So I know for me, rewatching this, it's funny. There are things I forgot, but then like rewatching it, I
There
just
were
have
absolutely things I'd forgotten. Yes.
yeah. Now that we've revisited this climax, how was it? How did it feel rewatching this climax? Rin and all these characters.
It was fun to see again. Like I remembered basically like the overarching major notes I remembered, but some of the details I didn't. And it was nice to just. It's always nice to see Rin, go get over the problem and do something awesome. And
Yeah.
that's what we saw here. And that is always just a yeah, get him, boy, get him, and proved his worth. I love that.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that it's challenging for people who maybe watch the second half of the retconned season 1 to have been intrigued by what else the series could offer. But I feel like the finale, the climax of this season really demonstrates how much this world has to offer and how good the series can be. And I really hope that people are going to be engaged and keep watching because it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun world building. There's a lot of interesting mixes of folklore and mythology, and obviously character growth. And the fact that we had this season, it seemed like it was going to be about Rin and his powers, but Cletus made a really good point. It was actually more about the other characters. It was about his friends and about their relationship with him and them coming in that and having that sort of cleverness applied to the then I wonder if it'll happen again. Oh no, pretend like no.
I wonder.
Oh
Well,
boy,
Yeah.
we're gonna rinse and repeat, huh?
But it won't be the same. We're
No, it's not gonna be the same.
No, we got to see Ryuji, and Ryuji is important. Now we've seen Ryuji come to, and he's had his moment, not just with his family, but with Rin, who is his friend now, and all of that has come to a head. And let's just see what happens.
Master
next.
Tatsuma better be okay in the last episode. We'll be very upset. Also,
Yes.
before we move on, I
Yeah, I
have
was
to
gonna say
say,
before we move on, final thoughts. Yes, final thoughts.
little, huh? Achukma showed up and was like, "Yes, I must burn it all."
He's a purifying
But
flame. That's
what
literally
about
his
the
job.
people? What
That's
about the
his job.
people? I do not
What
care
about them?
about the people. They're all contaminated.
Like, it's minor. There's plenty of people. Don't worry, we'll find more.
What
We'll
about
make
thankfully-
more.
Thankfully, Rin was able to control the flames and not hurt any. Deal with the
And
fungus.
now we know
Good.
why his flame controlling candle trick was important. All these things matter.
Exactly. Well,
Okay,
give Rin
oh.
credit there. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Shura. And like all you needed was a little confidence. It's like this boy has had so much confidence.
what he needed was a little help from his friends.
He needed
That's right.
belief. What he needed to do was believe.
Ah, yes. Because there's a difference
There you
between
go.
boasting and, really believing that you can do it.
That's true.
Because he's had a lot of self-doubt. That is true. And that's why he couldn't perform. He couldn't get it up.
I know.
Oh.
I was making the performance anxiety jokes
God.
last episode, but I feel a little weird doing it because they're teenage boys.
We got to stop talking about teenage boys and their dongs.
And their penises. We really need
The
to not
inability
do
to
that.
unsheath the sword.
We're all going to end up on a list. Also, excuse me.
If the party wagon comes by, just ignore it. It's not the Ninja Turtles.
Mephisto dropping. He said the thing. He said
The
the
Blue
thing.
Exorcist.
The
Yeah.
Blue
Witness the
Exorcist.
birth of the Blue Exorcist. Is that really a Nietzsche quote?
No, the first quote he
That
was
wasn't.
making was Nietzsche. That was just him
the
talking.
abyss, yeah, where you if you stay
The
along
quote
in
about
the
the
abyss,
abyss.
turns into you,
Yes,
and
that
yeah,
was
that was all
Nietzsche,
Nietzsche.
Yeah.
which you
Yeah.
should definitely read. I think just to lighten your mind.
I agree, you should read it. I think mostly you should read it to be careful not to take heed to some of his crazy ideas, but that's my take
Exactly.
of the night.
Yeah, no, just to understand them so you know what not to do. He's a
Don't
negative
become a
Nelly.
monster while finding monsters.
Well, that part I
He's a
agree with, obviously.
He was talking about
I
Yu-Gi-Oh!
could
at
rant
that
about
point.
Nietzsche for days, so I will spare you all.
You know, it's so
What
funny.
was the deal with Rin's like inner monologue? Like, yes, I am a demon. I will kill them.
It
No,
was
no,
a part of him.
no, Laser. You can't say anything.
I'm not. I'm being very careful.
He's got
I think
he's
Cletus
got
covered it
another
very well.
personality in him, huh?
He does not. I think Cletus covered it very well. It's the angel and
Yes.
demon on the shoulder. I
Yes.
think that's the best way to describe it. It's
I
a
agree.
part of him for sure. But ultimately, he has to choose.
Yes.
It
It's
feels
a
like
conflict
coming out of
between
nowhere.
It is a conflict between his inner demon and his inner human. And him, he has a moment of I guess weakness where he embraces his inner demon power and he
It's
is
I didn't
overwhelmed
I
even
guess
by
that
it.
can just kind of happen when he unleashes his demon power.
I
Well,
really
he's-
didn't take it as him embracing it. More of it was calling to him, like, this is in your blood.
That's more accurate.
Let's
Yes.
go free. And he said, no.
Yes, that's more accurate. And he was reminded of our sweet Shimi and all that it was to be human and good.
Mhm. Well, he has the wisdom to
Shimi.
show restraint. I mean, that's, if you look back, I mean, the fire demon gives him, quite honestly, the easiest solution to solve that problem. And based on how he was and how he's behaved up to this point, he's not the most book savvy person. He likes action and quick solutions. So good for him for rethinking that one.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he gave him a pretty simple solution there. He's like, hey, snap your fingers and we can get this done licked in 5 minutes and we can go out for drinks. We're good. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, wait, what?
Hope that
No.
will
Yeah,
be
he's
okay.
like, I'm the purifying power, and you're the sword that'll get me there. And with your power and my power, we can do it. Everyone's gonna be burned away, but that's okay. They're all contaminated.
Mhm.
So
An acceptable loss.
yes. Yeah, this is a really I think you all can now understand why Laser agree. This is one of our favorite arcs of this.
It's a very
series.
good arc, yeah.
It's a lot of interesting character growth and some exciting action moments. But Kuro gets big and does things, and that's really important.
And that would be Kuro.
Some could
of
say
course.
it's the most important.
It's the
Yes.
most important. And I know that Kuro would have beat the shit out of that Impure King if he'd had his. That was not his power. But he could have done it if he wanted to. He's a good kitty. I just need to say that.
That's right.
He just wanted to give Ren his
Right.
moment to shine.
Yeah, exactly. He's a good boy. So
And I do love that Ryuji and Rin have come to a much better understanding. And when Rin is like talking about Tokyo Tower, and Ryuji's like, "I've lived in Tokyo this whole time," and no, Kyoto Tower. I've been in Kyoto this whole time, and I've never even been there. There's so many better places to go.
The tourist versus
record-
the local.
for the record, I lived in New York and I never went to the Statue of Liberty. And I blame my parents for that. Their fault.
Really?
I was a
Did
child.
you go to the
I was a
Empire State
child.
Building?
No, everybody went but me.
What?
They all went, and I went to my ballet, and I'm mad that they didn't let me get out of my statue. Bad parenting.
That's crazy. I've been to both.
I know.
And I've
I
only been to
know.
New York once.
I lived there,
Never
and I
been
haven't
to
been to
New York.
either. I have not been to either, and I live there.
I mean, I don't make a point of regularly visiting the Space Needle in Seattle, but I've been there.
Okay. Though I mean, I live on the DC area, and I've definitely seen all the DC things. So maybe that was my lesson from not seeing all the New York things.
Maybe.
Could be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you live, you
Well,
learn.
If you live in a
Sketch.
place that has cool landmarks, go check them out.
Yeah.
I think we've wrapped up our Blue Exorcist conversation, and I'm gonna pass it over to you.
Yeah. I don't know, Cletus, you think this podcast is long enough already?
I
Do
think
it.
we've
Let's
done
keep
pretty
going.
good, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. We hope to have Cletus on again to talk about a topic of his choice, but it just didn't really work well with recaps. At least I didn't think so. But
Oh, you're right, but this
we'll
turned
have
out
you.
great, so it all works out
Yeah.
anyways.
Glad
You'll
you
be
had a good
back.
time.
You'll be back.
Yes,
hope.
we will have you back sometime soon to talk about that topic, or maybe I'll come up with something. But between then and now, we'll see.
Good
So,
topic.
Indeed.
yeah. Time for that house cleaning. You can email us at podcast@toonamifaithful.com. You can follow us on facebook.com/toonamifaithfulpodcast and on Twitter @toonamipodcast. You can listen to the podcast on just about everything, including Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Podbay, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Radio.com, Spotify, and the TuneIn app. And you can find every episode of the podcast to stream online at the same place they found the encrypted clinical trials on Lazarus, soundcloud.com
Never gets old.
/Toonami Faithful Podcast. It doesn't. Get the latest news by following @ToonamiFaithful.com on Blue Sky and @Toonami News on Twitter. Read the news, views, and reviews on ToonamiFaithful.com. And if you want to help us out and support us on our Patreon, you can go to patreon.com /ToonamiFaithful and join the likes of Cletus and Jeffries and others.
And potentially join us on the podcast.
Yes, potentially.
You too could be with us.
Yeah. If you wanna. If you wanna. So, Cletus, if you want to, you can tell the folks where they can find you.
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Cletus T 1986, where I post about whatever I find amusing and random or humor related. So there you go.
All right. Steven, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me at MXAGOS on Twitter, Blue Sky, wherever you find that name. I'm usually me. Been streaming or starting streaming Hollow Knight. That's an interesting game.
Mmm.
It's interesting.
You like platformers.
Yeah, I'm in my Metroidvania arc, and so
Okay.
going
Okay.
through that.
I love my Metroidvanias.
Yep. About 3 hours into it. It's fun and interesting.
Tom reviewed that game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Aside
Yeah.
from that, yeah, that's it for me. I stream like every Sunday ish around like 7 in the morning because that's what time I have. Aside from that, I'm good on my side.
All right. Laser, tell the folks where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at LaserKidPrime. You can find me on Blue Sky at LaserKid. And you can find me on my podcast, The Simuldub Saints, at Simuldub Saints on Blue Sky Twitter, and we're on YouTube and Spotify podcasts. I'll have a new episode in the near future because I'm home editing again.
Kuro, tell the folks where they can find you.
Well, you can normally find me here. I do the Toonami Faithful podcast I'm on ToonamiFaithful.com editing. Send anything you want to see on the website. Please email us. Email Paul. You can message me on Blue Sky or on Twitter at And if you have already watched the next arc of Blue Exorcist and want to hear my thoughts on it, feel free to listen to Laser's Simuldob Saints episode about the Illuminati arc. If you want to skip, you've already don't listen to it if you haven't though, because there's a lot of
there will be spoilers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't listen to that yet. Wait until we're
only
done talking
if you've already watched it.
3
if you've
months
already
later.
watched it, yeah, you should definitely do that.
This is going to be interesting. Next time we talk about Blue Exorcist, it's going to be the last episode of the Kyoto arc and the first episode of the next arc. Little cool down and start over.
Yeah, you guys are gonna make things weird for me with my timing of doing these podcast recordings, but okay, I'll figure it out. Sketch, where can they find you?
You can find me at Sketch1984 on Twitter and also on Blue Sky. Look up Sketch1984. Thank you all for listening, whether you tuned in live, you talked in the chat, or if you're listening to the podcast after the fact. Sorry the previous week's podcast came out a couple of days later than I intended. I hibernated over my weekend, and because of that, I am well again.
Yay! We're glad you're feeling better. Yay. That's what really matters, Sketch, is that you're healthy.
That is what matters. And I made the correct assumption last week because I was like, I don't know, should I do this podcast on Tuesday or should I wait? Am I going to sound worse? I sounded much worse the next day. So maybe it had something to do with all the talking I did, but
yep, you can blame it.
It might.
You might, Rabbit. You might. But regardless, I figured it was only going to get worse before it got better, and boy, did it. So, but I'm past it now, and that is a good thing. Back to the regularly scheduled chaos that is life. No more hiding in my bed. I got stuff to do.
Hiding in the bed is fun.
That is mood. But yes, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. Be sure to share the podcast with your friends if you think they would be interested. And until next time, stop thinking about dongs.
On teenager boys.
Especially that.
Ring, 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 ring. Don da don phone. Do 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 do. Ring, 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 ring. Don da don phone. It's got a turbo granny. She's so uncanny. It makes us get together and scream, scream. Ring, 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 ring. Don da don phone. Ding dong, ding dong, ding. Banana phone. Aliens wanted in bunches. I've got my hunchins. It gets simoleons. Beats the Serpolians. Cellular, modular, interstellar, logical.
You know, those Serpos, they would really love the turn of phrase, eat a bag of dongs. Yes, give us the bag of banana organs.
We need the banana organ bag.